Welcome. We're going to get recording right now. So we'll record this and get going. Okay, welcome. This is your, where we go? Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm just like clicking different things. Sometimes, technology is, that's why you're here, because sometimes the tech is like, what? What's going on? So I just went live on YouTube as well. I thought, why not? So this is the foundations to building an online yoga business. And I'm going to just exit out of the YouTube though, so it doesn't, okay, so it's good. Never mind. We're good. So we're going to just let it go. And hopefully it's good over there. I'm not even too worried about it. So this is your foundations of creating an online yoga business. And I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen right away. And if you can't see the screen, what are we doing here? If you can't see this, there's a little spot in like the top that says screen share. If you're on a phone, sometimes you have to swipe over. So you'll see that. So hopefully you're seeing this foundations of building an online yoga business. And that's what we're talking about today. So if you are in the chat at all and want to tell me where you're from or what you're working on or what you're most looking forward to learning about, or if there's any questions, just know there is a chat feature that I am happy to answer questions. And I will be also checking the chat also on YouTube because I have that pulled up. Why not? And it'll be there as well. Okay, so the foundations of building an online yoga business. And you're probably here because you want to grow online or do something online. And that is my favorite thing to share about. I have so much excitement about this. And so when it comes to those of you who are confused or feeling overwhelmed, that's what I'm here for. That's what this training is here for. So as we do this, view single page. See if I can scroll at all. There we go. I have to go up and down. So if you're starting an online side business or want to earn a little extra money, or if you want to completely switch careers and make a digital business be your full-time thing, this is for you. So I'm going to share the framework to starting the foundation of a profitable online yoga or wellness business, and then answer any questions that you might have in the chat, or if you wanted to unmute yourself, feel free to do that as well. You can unmute and ask a question. Feel free to interrupt. I am here for you. There's only a small group of you on live, so it's okay. I'm here for you. This is like your chance and your opportunity to ask whatever you want to get some insight. But today I'm not going to teach you how to teach. I'm not going to give you all the answers. I don't think I can. And I'm not going to say that this is just a quick and easy, get rich quick type of thing. If you are here because you just want to earn extra money, that is not reason enough to start an online yoga business, because we're in this business to serve and help others. And so that has to come first, although we do have to price ourselves accordingly and to value what we offer. But if you're looking to just make a little extra money and it's not about the teaching and the compassion and the yoga, then there's definitely other ways to do that. Okay. So today, all the things that we're covering, and I'm hopefully going to get through this within like an hour or so. Why start an online business, or why continue one? Why grow one even now in 2025? I'll teach you a little basic business plan outline, like super basics, share with you some ideas of what to sell in a virtual studio, what you absolutely need for online teaching, how to get people to join your classes, which is like marketing, right? And then details about how we can work together. I actually brand new have 3 ways we can work together. Like that's completely new. This is really fun and exciting for me to share because I have a few different offers, a few different ways. And you'll be able to learn about that here today in this training. I've never presented that. I've never shared these new ways to work with me. So you'll hear that towards the end. Okay. Awesome. Everyone has like a beverage or something with you? This is my matcha, my homemade matcha latte. It is my favorite. I'm not a fan of matcha, but the way I make it, it's really good. Okay. So let's get going. Oh, there's a workbook. P.S. Did you download it? If you didn't download it, it's in your email and you can download it, look at it anytime. If you are watching this on a replay, I'll make sure to link the workbook up where the replay is as well so that you can download it. But it is a really nice workbook that really has just the basics of what you need for online teaching and a virtual studio. A virtual studio is basically saying, I want to teach online and sell things online. So they can intermix virtual studio with digital business, with online yoga teaching, whether you're solo or you want to do this as a company or like as a studio, it's all the same thing. Okay. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Ashley. My business name is Ash's Yoga. That's not just yoga teaching though. That is my business name. It is also coaching and consulting for online yoga teachers. I'm a business coach primarily. I was a full-time yoga teacher and entrepreneur since 2013 when I had no idea what I was doing, both as a yoga teacher and an entrepreneur. I did own a studio in 2019 to 2021, which was like the worst time to own a physical brick and mortar studio, but I did it. And what happened was that I found that teaching online was something I was so passionate about and wanted to do anyway. I had tried to do even years prior. And because of the pandemic, it actually catapulted me into doing exactly what I wanted to do, which is helping yoga teachers online through online courses and programs and memberships. And so it was a really great time for me, although hard in other ways. But since then, I've helped hundreds and sometimes hundreds of thousands on my YouTube channel of yoga teachers and entrepreneurs to help build their confidence and tech skills beyond teacher training. So I have helped people with microphone troubleshooting, which is actually a very common reason why people initially find me, and online teaching skills, Zoom yoga skills, and all the little techie things that you'll find on my YouTube channel. I also have a couple Facebook groups and some other places you may find me at Ash's Yoga, but let's move on. So here's the question that I need to ask everybody, even just to consider or even journal about for a little while, is why do you want to teach online? What is it going to give you or provide for you? I work with a lot of people who live in multiple places. So teaching in person just is not as easy because if they live 6 months here and 6 months there, or they're planning to move. So there's a lot of nomadic type people or people who are moving or just cannot stay in one location, or they have grandkids or family that they often visit. So taking a month off here and there from working in a studio just is not feasible. So that's a big reason why people come and want to work with me and build their online business. Another reason is you might live in a remote area where there are no studios. Or maybe it's because you really do enjoy working online as well. You want to stay home with your kids. You want to be able to have that flexibility and to be that kind of person that creates your own schedule. And so although it does take a little bit of time and effort to set up, once you get it going, once you get things set up and the foundation built, it's going to allow you that freedom, that time. So you can think to yourself, why is it that you want to? And like I said in the beginning, if your reason is, I want to make more money, that's good. And I want you to do that. Definitely. I want like increasing your streams of income, but more than that, increasing the impact that you have in the world by allowing you to get paid for what you love doing, because there is no limit when you have an online business. I'm not going to guarantee your success. I cannot do that, but there's no limit to what you could scale this to be. Where sometimes if you're teaching one-on-one classes in person, you're kind of at a limit with how many classes you can teach. But with online, there's options of having groups, of scaling, anyway, that's far and beyond, but there really is no limit to what your potential can be with this type of business. And I need you to know that. So dream big. Think about, why do I want to do this? What is that reason? For me, it's because I'm a mom. I have kids. I have two little boys, and I am a single mom. So this allows me to be home and be flexible. I drop my kids off every day and I pick them up every day from school. And owning a studio was great at the time. I thought it was. I thought it was really fun. I really did enjoy owning a studio, and in-person studio. But I also had my son Ezra here was 1 year old when I had that. And I had a choice to make. It was, do I spend more time with my family, my kids, or do I treat my studio like the stress that the studio had when it was closed during the pandemic? One day again, I'm just saying, one day again, I likely will have another studio, but right now my kids are not going to be young forever. I want to spend more time with them and have them be the focus. So that's why I like teaching online. A big reason why is that flexibility. I like to be spontaneous and to go on a random hike here and there or be invited places. So I don't want to have to be stuck to a schedule that I can't adjust. So I really love being my own boss, my own boss. Although sometimes it feels like, I'm working a lot more than I need to, but there are a lot of ways to offload, to delegate, to outsource. And those are things that I also teach as well. So my reason is because my online business helps me grow, helps me earn money while keeping my priorities on my kids. So you get to figure that out for you. And right now might be a different season than next year or the year after. So figure out what works for you right now. So in my yoga business, or what I do online, is I teach Zoom yoga classes, and then I upload the replays. So I have a membership. That means people pay on a recurring basis to access the replays. They can pay what they want on my online classes. And I also have online courses that teach primarily yoga teachers how to set up their website, how to build an on-demand library, how to build an email list, and do the things that I have been doing for years. Even before I was teaching how to do these things, like I did not start my business saying, I'm going to teach yoga teachers business. No, I did it first. And now I'm teaching you what I have already learned to do prior to me being a business coach. So I was a full-time yoga teacher I have been since 2013. And so whatever I learned in that process, I'm now teaching to you. But you can't save lives by hiding. And I know many of us want to save people's lives. We want so badly to make an impact in the world, to help them. And it starts with that first yoga class, that first initial class. So you've got to show up. You've got to show up. You can't save lives by hiding. And my yoga teacher trainer said back in the day, like 15 years ago, if someone tells you there's one right way to do something, they're trying to sell you something. There's no one right way. That means I'm going to teach you a way. It's not the way, but I'm going to teach you a way and show you a way that you can build an online yoga business, especially the foundation if you don't have anything yet. So the 5-step path to building a successful online yoga business right here. And today I'm going to cover the first 2 steps only. So it goes from foundation building, marketing and social media, elevated offerings, automating, scaling, delegating, and revision and growth. And so that's this path, but it's not always linear. It's not this straight path. I have it kind of like an up and down mountain here, because sometimes you're going to have to go back and forth and switchbacks and downhills and uphills. And it's not always just this straight, easy, simple path. So we're going to cover today the paths starting with the foundation, because today is focused on foundations. And within the foundation building, there are even more steps and more paths that we can take. So the foundation is where we're going to start. So let's talk about that foundation in a moment. There we go. I need some matcha. Hold on. Okay, take a look. Right here, we're talking about the foundation. Establishing a foundation in a yoga business, if you're teaching and wanting to teach online, means that number 1, you start an email list. I know this is one thing I know I hesitated on, I waited, I hemmed and hawed, and I did not do for the longest time. But it's one thing that you definitely need as a foundation. You're going to build a simple website, but it does not have, it's simple. Remember, it does not have to be anything too fancy. In fact, this is what a lot of people procrastinate on and hold themselves back on, but we'll talk about that in a moment. And then as your foundation, you also have to define your first product or your first service, the first thing that you're going to sell. We're building a business here. We're not just trying to get likes and subscribers. So the foundation of a business is selling something that helps solve someone's problem. And then also writing your first business plan. But this business plan is very, very simple. I shouldn't even call it a business plan. It's really just like outlining the basics of your business. Okay, so we're going to go through each of those in today's training. Yeah, that's the foundation. So what can you offer? We're going to start with like, well, if you're doing a foundation, yes, email list, we get that, we'll do that. But what's the first offer that you can sell with a virtual studio or with a online business? So many things. So we might think, you might think that teaching yoga online or a virtual studio looks like this, that you have the camera up, that you're teaching a yoga class, and that's all you can do, because it very much replicates or resembles what you would teach in a studio. You show up, you welcome everybody, you teach your yoga class, and then you leave. And you think, okay, that's our option for what we can offer online. But really, you're not limited. You might think it looks like this or like this, like if you're teaching a hybrid class where a part is in person, some is online. This was from yogaglow.com back in the day. So they used to do it where the camera's down the middle and there's some people on the side. So you're like, those are my options, right? No, it is one option, but you're not limited. You can teach through podcasts, through infographics, through ebooks, through courses, through even things you don't even need to have your face on. Although if you are building a brand around you as a yoga teacher, you definitely do want yourself out there, and you're going to have to put yourself out there sooner or later. So getting on video, something I also teach, is going to be so very, very beneficial. But it doesn't have to start with you on video. I started with what you see here, this ebook. I sold an ebook, a new yoga teacher's guide to class creation. And it helped you with yoga sequencing and class planning. And it was like 100 pages. And I've had over 700 people? No, 500 people. I don't know. I've had a lot of people buy it for $27. That was years ago. It's still available for sale. I still get random sales here and there. But this is how I started. And so it's up to you how you get to design it. You get to decide how you want to start. What is that first initial offer? I like PDFs. Is it a PDF? Is it a video? Is it a meditation? Is it an audio? So you are not limited. You have so many options, which also can be overwhelming if you don't know which one to choose. But the fact is, you pick one, you go with it. So finding your focus. This is what I've struggled with, and maybe you are too, where you think, I know this, Ashley. I know I could do this. I could do a podcast. I could do YouTube. I could do this. I could do that. But we have to put blinders on, get rid of the distractions, and choose the first offer, not the first platform, not the first social media, but the first offer that gets you out there. And this is where we get stuck, because we think we need to know exactly who my audience is. I need to know exactly who I'm teaching, exactly what problem I'm solving, exactly. I need a niche or a niche. I need that before I get started. And so people have stayed for years in this niche phase or this discovery phase where they keep thinking, I don't know who I teach. I don't know what I'm teaching, because you're putting this niche on a pedestal up here, thinking it has to resemble and encapsulate everything about you and everything about your business. And it does not at all. So you as a person, as a business, have a lot to offer. You have so many creative ideas. You can teach different styles. You can offer things in many different ways. But what we're looking for is take a product, separate it from you, and it's just one small piece. And the small piece that is your product is the thing that you're going to niche or niche down. You as a business, you have a lot to offer. You are a whole brand. This product, this initial one, is just one. And later on, if you don't want to teach it anymore, get rid of it. I do not teach sequencing anymore. I have a couple small courses. I have an ebook, but I've moved on, and that's great. You have to pick something to help them with to solve a specific problem. So if you're thinking, I'm going to do beginner yoga ultimate guide, that is not specific enough. pick something from that. Maybe you're just teaching people how to use blocks. Maybe you're just teaching people how to set up their home space. Maybe you're teaching them how to help their tight hamstrings. Like, get specific. And again, this intro product does not have to encapsulate everything you do, and it shouldn't. So pick one thing. And here are the questions you can ask to discover that one thing to start with. What do people already ask you for help with? Like, think about the casual conversations, any messages you got, or questions from students or peers. What do they ask you about? Do they ask you about nutrition? Do they ask you about what you're doing for your programming? Do they ask you, what do they ask? So brainstorm on this. What do people already ask you for help with? And maybe it doesn't relate to yoga or fitness. Maybe it is something a little bit off, like you have this really great capacity for listening when people are going through a hard time. Maybe you're a really great friend. So what is it? And don't think of this in business terms, just start to think, to brainstorm, to come up with this list of what people already ask you for. And then I have 3 questions, by the way. So the second one is, what's a simple topic you can teach without overthinking or Googling? The one that flows naturally, like you're explaining it to a friend. So this is another thing, another way of asking this is, what could you talk about for an hour without any notes? And if someone just prompted you with a single question, what would that be? I could talk about online teaching. I could talk about setting up a YouTube channel. I could talk about how much I really love this matcha latte. I probably could. I mean, I could share this recipe and the exact step-by-step, or even sell it for $5. Like, sell a video along with a PDF, along with a recipe, along with so many things. That could be an intro product. Is, I really like this matcha latte here, and I want to tell you the benefits of it, but also I'll give you the full step-by-step in a walkthrough presentation, all sorts of things. So it could be as simple as that. Someone is looking for, like, this matcha, it solved the problem for me to replace my coffee shop mocha habit. And to me, that's a big deal, because coffee at home could not replace my mocha habit, but the matcha latte does, which is very interesting to me, because I'm amazed by that. So I do not feel like going to the coffee shop after I drink my matcha latte. And I think that could help a lot of people who are also stuck in that $9 coffee addiction. So, and it's a lot of sugar. And so I don't like coffee for coffee itself. I like the sweet, warm cup of hugs. So that's a problem even I could solve. And that could be an intro product that could eventually lead to yoga classes. It connects some ways. This is healthy lifestyle. I'm just saying this because it's here and it's an example. But what could you do? What could you do? What does someone ask you? What flows naturally? What do you like talking about? Okay. For some of you, maybe it's parenting. I don't know. I could also talk about parenting at length, but that's not the path I've chosen to go down. And the third question is, what result could someone experience just after 1 or 2 sessions with you? If you had someone say, hey, I want to take you out for coffee and pick your brain 1 or 2 times, what could you give them? Think like small things, like less stress, better sleep, more confidence, a stronger back. What would you teach them? Could you teach them how to do a certain pose that could help their physical body, that could help them to sleep? There's a lot of things. So don't think that this has to be everything encapsulated into one. It's pick something small. I went with yoga sequencing for vinyasa yoga teachers. That was my starting point. And that's what helped me grow, because it was highly specific. No, I did not teach sequencing to yin teachers. No, not to restorative, not to hatha yoga teachers, just to vinyasa, like power vinyasa yoga teachers. Simple sequencing for power vinyasa yoga teachers. That's it. And there's a lot of people out there who wanted that. So you almost can't get too specific. I mean, it's very rare that you can get too specific. So you're not picking your forever niche. You're just doing a starter offer. Think of one clear solution for one specific kind of person, and then build and expand from there. Start with very, very specific. And I promise you, you're going to have a lot more success doing that than you are trying to reach everybody and anybody. Yay, yoga is for everybody. Everybody is welcome. But then nobody's going to show up because you're competing with a lot of other things that takes people's time. So that starting offer, the intro offer, it needs to be very specific. Okay, let's move on from that because I hope that you have something in mind. And if you don't, I can't tell you what to do. You get to pick it. You get to choose. You could research, you could ask questions, but really you get to choose what that is. And I'm excited for you on that journey. And I know a lot of you who are watching are probably just going to stay stuck there for a long time. I hope you don't. I do hope you pick something and move forward because the next step, we get into actually creating that, doing something with it, putting it out there. So let's talk about the online teaching basics. So once you have something you want to teach, whether it's video or through written words, some basics for online teaching. Now, most of us think about online yoga teaching in regards to video, and I do think video is very important to have as a skill and something that we're building. So what equipment do you currently have? For recording, do you have like a video recording? Do you have a laptop, a camera, tripod? I currently use the Logitech Brio webcam. I've been using it for 4 years as my camera on my Mac computer, and I love it. You could use a phone. You could use a fancy camera, but I don't recommend it, like a DSLR or one with really high quality, because we're not looking for high quality here. We're not looking for movie theater quality. We don't need that high quality. We just need to show up and serve. And that can be through your phone, through a webcam, even through just your computer or an iPad. So use what you have right now. And then a microphone. And I have this little illustration of the Yeti mic. I don't use that as much anymore. I'm using my Rode wireless microphones. And even right here, what I have is the Rode Wireless Micro. I love it because it's tiny and it does also connect to my computer. I'm so excited about that. So it's meant for, this is meant for smartphones, but it is, it also connects to your computer. Great question. How is the Brio different than using your computer camera? Let me show you. I'm going to stop the screen share recording and I want to show you the difference. Right. So this is the Brio. I've got a light in the back. I've got a couple lights here. I've got a ring light on me. If I change my video, my computer's fairly new too. The FaceTime camera is not as good. Like it's okay. Like you can see it's okay right here. But notice the Brio does wide angle too. So as soon as I switch it back, you'll see it covers a lot more space and it's a little more clear. Like the clarity of me is a little more clear and it's a little more vibrant. So that's what I really like. So again, this is the FaceTime camera. This is my webcam within my computer. I could start with that. That's okay. My computer would have to be farther back if I'm trying to teach. Like this is where I teach yoga in my home. It would have to be this could work. Like it's enough space. But as soon as I turn the Brio on, it's a lot more space. And I just think it looks better. There's more color, more vibrant. So that's that. That's why I like it. It's about $130 on Amazon now. I bought it when it was $200. So the price goes up and down. But I do like it. I still use it all the time and I've had it for, like I said, for 4 years. Are there other webcams out there that are maybe similar and do the same thing? Probably. Are there upgrades? Probably. But why fix something that's not broken? So that's what I'm continuing to use. And then lighting. Lighting is great too. So I want to show you, I probably should show you how my lighting is. So you're going to see my office now. So I have lighting in this space. I have a window, which is great, but I've got these two LED. Oh, let's turn that on. These two LED lights, LED wand lights that light up the sides of me. One on the right, one on the left. And then I have a ring light in the back. My ring light right there. And my computer's on my desk. So that's a 3-point light setup. So you can see that light on the side here. And then I have one on the other side. And then as I step back, Now it's a little shadowy because I've got the window here. So and I don't have the overhead light on, but that's the right, left, and the front. Do you have to do that? No, you don't have to do all of those lights because again, we're not going for perfection here. We're here to serve. That's what we're doing. If you're teaching outside, I've been doing outdoor yoga. I don't use any lights. I just get out there and teach. And the sun is rising behind me at 6 a.m. and it's gorgeous. So what do you have, or what do you eventually want to buy or upgrade? Now, like, it might seem like a lot to be like, oh, I got to get lights. I've got to get this camera. If you're thinking of building this business for the long term, spending even upwards of $1,000 one time is not bad. And if I price it out, the webcam, if you use what I use, like let's say you have a computer. So we're like, my computer was $3,000. You could get one way cheaper. Let's say you have a computer, you use it for other things anyway. Webcam was $130. The LED wand lights were $60 together. My ring light was $70, and my microphone, this was $150. So that's maybe like $400 total for equipment that I've been using for 4 years, 5 years, more. These lights I've had for 4 years, my webcam I've had for 4 years. I use them every single day. So well worth the price of it. It's a one-time fee. Anyway, that's equipment. So if you're thinking, like if you're procrastinating because you don't have equipment, don't worry about it. Start without it, make some money, teach some things, and then use it to reinvest as needed. Now, I do really like a microphone, and there's a lot of also really cheap options out there nowadays. Like it used to be where there weren't any. That wireless microphones were not a thing, which is why a lot of people found me through wireless microphones, because I was so excited when the Rode Wireless Go came out and I figured out how to use it with my computer. And now they have just these tiny little wireless options, which are so much easier. And I wish they had these like when I started back in 2016. I can talk about that. What do I use to store my video and my media? Yeah, sure. Let me talk about that real quick because I have it right here. One thing I do is with my videos, I record them on QuickTime on my Mac computer rather than Zoom. And then I compress them so they're smaller through a program called Handbrake. And I talk about this in a lot of my courses. And after I'm done uploading them to the internet, I store them on my my hard drive. It's not wireless. It's hard drive. Just regular. This is a 5 terabyte hard drive so that they don't just take up all the space in my computer. Because once they're already uploaded onto the internet somewhere, I kind of consider that to be my backup. And well, this is the backup really. And then I drag them all into this. I don't save the raw footage of any videos. I don't save the really big files because I don't care. If I lose a file or something, raw footage of some kind, I will re-record. I will film again. I'm not too concerned. But after I'm done compressing the video file, I plug this in and I drag them into this hard drive. I would recommend getting at least a 2 terabyte hard drive because most computers, if you get if you got a cheaper computer, if you got the lower end Mac computer, the hard drive or the disk storage is 256 megabytes, which is not a lot when you're doing lots of videos. So this one is 5 terabytes, which means like 5,000 gigabytes, which I can store a lot of stuff on. So that's what I do. And good question. Thank you. You can also pay for cloud storage like Dropbox or Google Drive if you want like more on the cloud and in the internet space. But I also am not concerned if I lose some raw footage because there's just so many videos I do them all the time. Okay, let's move on from that. And then what software do you plan to use? Which you may not know right now, but the software is like, do you want to use Zoom? Do you want to use Google Meet? Are you using an Apple or Windows? A Canva for design, maybe Teachable, Kajabi, course platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Offering Tray, which I will talk about. So there's some options for software, but I'm going to get into talking about that now because Most of us think we need a website. Like, what do we actually need to pay for as far as the software? Because I just talked about the hardware, the equipment, but what about our systems? What do we need? Is a website even important? And this is interesting for me to say because I teach a class or a course called Wellness Website in a Week, which is my main course. And so it would seem that you would think I would say, a website's so important, you have to build a website. Honestly, no, you don't need a website, quote unquote, to get your first client. You don't need a website to test an idea. You don't need a website to get your first sales. I agree. You do not need a fancy website. It actually becomes a huge distraction and a source of procrastination. I don't know if I regret this, but I see this in my students too, who are in my membership, where they get stuck on just saying, I'm working on my website. I'm working on my website, constantly working on their website and not moving forward. Your website needs to be a place that has your offer. Or maybe it's not a website, but it's like a place online that has your offer. You have a way to talk about your offer, a way for people to pay you to buy the thing, and a way for you to follow up with them. So it doesn't have to be on a website, but you do need to have something non-tangible on the internet, digital. So if you have these 4 things and you do it without a website, awesome. You can technically start a business with just like a Google document or a Google folder, a Google Drive folder, and a Stripe or a PayPal link. You can say, pay me $20 and I will send you this folder of videos. Easy. So you do not need a website, but a website can be helpful when you have some software. So your website matters, but only if it works like your digital front desk, where you have things for sale and people know exactly what to do and how to work with you. So on my website, I've got the place to register for my online classes. It's very easy. You go to my site, ashesyoga.com, check on my schedule, and you can register. And you did that to register for this right here. You registered for this online training. So you went to my schedule. It works like my digital front desk, my lobby, my virtual studio lobby, where you get to pay for things, you get to sign up, you get to see what options there are. And my morning classes are even set up on a pay what you want basis. They can be free, paid, class series packages. So a software that allows you to do that without the headache of having to do the manual admin is so beneficial. So you want a software that gives you options. And yes, there's typically a fee or a cost to having software like this, but it is nothing in comparison to what you can build and what you can grow over time. So I also have a video class library for on-demand classes. So all of my classes that I record on Zoom also become part of my video library. That is a separate membership. So people can join that for a fee, for a monthly rate. You can also sell your classes one at a time. And the software I use makes it really easy, and it's meant for yoga teachers, which I really, really love. I also have courses, online courses that I host on a different platform called Teachable. Do I recommend Teachable? I don't know. It's fine. It's whatever. It's a little pricey when you're getting started. But if you're really serious about creating online courses, sure, Teachable could be great. Other ones include Thinkific, Kajabi, System.io. I think there's other ones too. Podia. There's a bunch of others. It doesn't matter, honestly, because the truth is, what did I say? You can't, here's what I say. The truth is, here's the truth, the big picture thing. If you can't sell something, if you can't sell your offer without a software or website, there's no software out there. There's nothing out there that's going to magically sell it for you. So if you're like, well, I joined Teachable because you said you sell courses on Teachable. How come no one's buying from me? It's because it's not the software that does the selling. I used to sell my courses from a Facebook group and PayPal. I would say, here's the link, or PayPal or Stripe, and I'd say, pay me, and then you'll get added to the Facebook group. If you are unable to do that, then a course platform, a website, it's not going to help in that regard. It might be pretty, but it won't do the selling for you. So your online business software or / website, sometimes they go hand in hand. It gives you back your time, your energy, your brain space, and it creates a smoother and professional experience for your students. So less admin. And I know we don't want to continuously just admin and email and back and forth and check links and all that. So that's why having software is nice. And my recommendation is an all-in-one to get started. So I use Offering Tree and I talk about it a lot. This now feels like a sales pitch for Offering Tree. And that's actually not my sales pitch, but I do want to mention it because it's amazing. So offeringtree.com/ashes for a discount. It's easy. It's everything you need from email management to course hosting to video libraries. And it's also what I teach inside of my courses, or it's a big component of what I teach in my membership is how to use Offering Tree to really grow and scale your business, to start from the foundation all the way up to elevating and getting assistance and delegating. So it automates a lot of things. And what automations means is that things are automatic. So let's say somebody signs up for like this class, you signed up for this, you automatically got email reminders. And I set those up weeks ago, which is awesome. So I didn't have to be on my computer an hour ago sending, hey, we've got our class in an hour. Instead, I had them set up so they just went out. And that's what Offering Tree can do. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you that, by the way. We're going to go here. So my Offering Tree website, let's just go to it. It can be a website. It can be a full website, or you can take pieces of it into a different website. So this is an Offering Tree website, and it's got everything up at the top that you might want. My schedule where people can book, you can register for classes, you can buy memberships and packages. So I've got a couple different memberships here. We've got different online trainings people can buy. That can be yoga trainings, it can be free trainings or paid. Some of them are paid. This one's $25. These ones over here are free. What else we got? Different offerings, different things. Got yoga classes, strategy, business calls, appointments, one-on-one. So that's Offering Tree. Just wanted to show it to you. And it creates like a whole system, and the back end is really easy to navigate. And it is what I teach to people too. So let's go back. And it's what I really like about Offering Tree is it's actually way affordable. So it starts at $35 a month, but you can get 50% off your first 3 months, which makes it $17.50 for the first 3 months, each of the months, which is like, it feels like nothing. But $35 a month is such a low price point compared to, I was in another business training, and Kajabi, if you think about it, Kajabi or Teachable or something else like that, those course platforms are about $150 a month. And even then they were saying how inexpensive that is for a software that does all of the things. You're not paying for rent, you're not paying for overhead, you're not paying for all these things. And in comparison, if you didn't know, does everyone here know MindBody software? MindBody Online. So MindBody software that's used for yoga studios, that starts at, I think, like $250 a month. Most people pay $400 to $500, $400 to $500 for MindBody. And you can, if you're a solo business owner, Offering Tree at $35 a month is like pennies. It's like nothing. So start with an all-in-one. You're not going to regret it. I love it. And I'm always around to help out with questions too. So I'm like one of the Offering Tree experts. You're going to see me on all the demo videos. I work with them very closely. They make changes based on my recommendations. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done. I'm done. If that's all you take from this, and you go and get Offering Tree, great. But you may go into this and be like, now what do I do? Well, then you come back to me and you work with me and I'll show you the way. Okay. So let's move on from software and talk about your physical space. I already kind of did. I talked about my physical space here. So it does not have to be anything fancy. However, you do want some good contrast between you and the background. I think that's good for people who are like, if their computer's kind of far away from them and they're practicing, even if you're blurry or like they have to squint, they can still understand where you're at as far as what you look like. You can also just teach on video for the live stream, meaning you're up close and watching people and talking to them without having to be back doing the poses. So if you don't have a lot of space, you can teach with cueing. There is no right way. Oh, Pallavi, you asked about buying a domain name. Okay, so I'm going to answer that quick because I like the question. Through Offering Tree, you can purchase a domain name after you get an Offering Tree. Yes, you can. You can purchase it for $15 through Offering Tree, one-time fee, $15. I would say wait to purchase it and just purchase it through Offering Tree itself. If you already have a domain name through something else, you can transfer it. You can transfer it, or you can redirect that domain name to your Offering Tree site. So within Offering Tree, after you get inside in the dashboard, there's a place that you can buy your own domain name. And very simple. I did that with my mom's site, hairbyrosie.com. I bought it through Offering Tree, and that made it way easier. So I just waited until after I was in. Okay, so option 2 for the live stream. I know I kind of jump back and forth with some questions, all good. And so here's some pictures and stuff too of other people's setups. Corners of rooms are sometimes good. Some people like to put sparkles around or plants. I have a couple plants over here you'll see in the corner, which just create a little green space. And I like everything behind me to be not cluttered. So there's not like a picture behind me or anything behind me, but they're on the sides of me instead. And you'll see in the top right corner, we're going to zoom in on this one. This one's not the best. I mean, it's cute and all, but there's a lot of backlighting, meaning she's being backlit. So she's probably more lit up on the opposite side. So it's the contrast between her and the back is not ideal. So unless, hopefully, and I don't think she does here, if she had a ring light or a really bright light on her from the other side, that could help. But also just trying to avoid the backlit type of situation here, because otherwise that's going to make you very dark and it's not as easy to see you. But if that's the only option you had, sure, just go with it. But you can make a lot of different space. There's so much room for creativity when it comes to setting up a yoga space. These are all okay, so much creativity. This is a bunch of spaces that I've taught before. I've taught outside. I usually try to stay in the shade if it's a sunny day, because otherwise you'll get really blown out, overexposed. So I usually try to stay in the shade for outside. Like you can see this one up here on the top. I was like, it was so bright. It's like, that's so bright. And my eyes were like, I can't see anything. Whereas over here, I'm in the shade. And worked a little better. But there's try different angles, try different scenarios, try different things, different places, different window coverings, so there's a lot of room for exploring, trying different things. And then you might think, well, what if I just don't have space? You get to get creative. You can, number one, show up in other ways. Maybe it's just audio, maybe blogs, maybe you're doing direct talking videos or slideshows. You could do a voiceover, which means you're talking on top of a video that you've already made. You can get creative. Go outside. You can rent a space in the library, rent a space in a local studio, find a community center, find something, bring your equipment with you. There is no excuse to not showing up because there's always ways that you can show up. Let's talk about business planning. And we're kind of near the end, but jump into the next thing. Okay, take a moment, take a breath. Okay, business planning. We're going to keep this very, very simple. It's just like 3 sections. This is the beginning business planning. A business is not marketing. Your business foundation is based in selling. We'll talk about marketing next. But your business base is you have an introductory offer to give to people. Give or sell. You should sell it. I mean, this webinar, this training, this is an intro offer. It will lead to something else. So what's your intro offer? And then you communicate to the people who have purchased the intro offer to sell them something else. Sell them your main product, which oftentimes for yoga teachers is a membership or it's a course. Might be a workshop, might be yoga teacher training, but it's something that is either it's the main thing that you want to sell. Memberships are great if you think of like the yoga studio model. Yoga studios really highlight their memberships. So ongoing memberships, ongoing month-to-month payments. You get the classes, they pay a monthly fee, or a course might be like an 8-week course, 12-week course, or even just like a weekend course or workshop. So intro offer, somehow you communicate to upgrade. Usually it's through email, maybe it's text message, maybe it's in person, maybe you send a letter. You send a letter and say, hey, you want to upgrade to the membership? So there's so many ways you can communicate to upgrade them on a deadline typically. So give them a deadline to join the next thing. And what that could look like is an intro offer might be a discounted class. It could be an intro workshop, mini course. Maybe it's a discounted like first 3 weeks for $30. You might get on a call with them. Maybe it's a challenge that you do, or a 5-day challenge. There's a lot of different ways an intro offer. And the communication can be email, text messages, handwritten love notes, anything like that. But it always has a clear call to action to join the next thing, membership or course. Membership is an ongoing content, like you get 4 videos a month. A course has a start time and a start date and an end date. Or it's self-paced. If it's online, you can say it's a course that has 8 lessons from start to finish. It has a transformation. I'm not going to tell you whether a membership or a course is better for you because you get to choose. I think either way is great. Pick one of those though. It's going to be good. So here's your basics. So that's what you get to fill out. What is your intro offer? Pick one. How are you going to communicate to upgrade them to the next thing? And that's it. But then after we have this, after we have this little basic business plan, it's easy for people to want to just be like, join my membership, join my course, and you get them right into the course. But that can just be on the side as you get them into your intro offer first. So our marketing and promotion is leading to the intro offer so they can get a taste of who you are. They can be introduced to you rather than just jumping straight into some big thing when they don't know you. So that's where this little micro business plan is helpful, is knowing that we're leading people always through the intro offer first and then to the next thing. And they don't get to the next thing until they go through the intro offer. So let's talk marketing to get people into your intro offer. That's step 2 in my 5-step series. And we're only covering these 2 right now. I'm not going to cover the rest just because time. So, and this is enough. This is a lot for us getting started. So marketing is developing a strong online presence. If you are building an online business with your target audience, you want to connect with them. So you're going to grow your audience, which is slightly different than a community. Build a community. You can collaborate with others and also create clear and captivating calls to action to that introductory offer. All right. So if you're overwhelmed, you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Okay, well, we haven't even talked about it yet. But what we're going to do is develop your story. What's your transformation? How did you get to where you are right now? Why do you want to share what you're sharing? How did yoga, how did Pilates, how did Tai Chi or whatever, how did it change your life? What was your story? Or someone you helped, what's the story there? Develop that. Pick just one platform to get really strong with right now, and then start growing your email list. And that's going to be the basics of marketing. So who am I? This is the type of people that connect with me. Like, I look at me, like my story is I am colorful. I am excited. I'm bubbly. I have 2 little kids. I'm very active. I'm very athletic. I currently do CrossFit and handstand training, that kind of stuff. And now I don't always connect with people exactly like me, but people who are attracted to this kind of energy tend to like to work with me. So I'm fun. I like to smile. I'm upbeat, active, strong, and I use yoga as a complement to my active lifestyle. Yoga isn't my personality. Yoga is not my whole world in life. Yes, I'm a yoga teacher, but it complements the other things I do too. So what is your story? What have you gone through? For me, having my 2 kids is my story too. That's my current story. It's going to change in time. So before I had kids, I had a different story that I would share to work with people. And now I connect mostly with parents and people who like to travel. Oh, audience and community are not the same. Ooh, I have a whole training on this. I did. I'll talk about that. Should we do that? Okay. Let's talk about audience versus community. Okay, so an audience, think of yourself, an audience is this. Like, I'll give you an analogy. An audience is like if you were up on a stage, you were presenting on a stage to a bunch of people in a sea that are in seats. Like you're at like a theater, you're on a stage. That's an audience. They're watching you. They're looking at you. You are the one that is like you guys are my audience. If we here switched it up and started talking to each other, then it would be a community. So community is where people engage with each other. So I don't have to be up on stage. I don't have to be there for my community to talk to each other. So community is more like if you went to a party, you might have a facilitator or a host like walking around, like making sure people are doing good, like you got some drinks, like, oh, are you doing okay? You doing okay? But everyone's mingling together and talking to each other. And maybe you make a toast or like you say a few words, but then everybody else just continues to talk to each other. So that's kind of like that's the difference between an audience. Everyone's looking at you. You are serving them. It's like all eyes on you. Audience is out there. Community is more like people stay in places for the community. They often stay in a membership for the community because they like to learn from others. So you don't have to be the main, look at me. You can be the facilitator. So hopefully that's the difference. I don't know that that's been shared a lot. And that's my thoughts on it. And maybe others have different opinions on that, but audience and community are different. So like my Instagram following is an audience. My Facebook group is a community. Got it? Okay. Or like my Facebook page has an audience. My group is a community. Okay. How do I get more people to join? Let's talk about that. Well, first, make it easy for them to sign up. So if you give them a link or they see a link, it's super easy. They click a button, easy. Keep up with your personal practice, walk the walk rather than just talking the talk. Because if you do not, it's very easy to slip and not feel like, why am I even doing this? Because when you become a teacher, it's very easy to teach a lot and then forget about your personal practice. I think it's very important to continue and do the thing that you are teaching and the thing that you love. Take the focus off you. This is an important one. Take the focus off of you. So many of us get so scared and in our heads thinking, oh no, they're looking at me, they're judging me. But when really the focus is, how can I serve you? How can I serve the one person on the other side? The 5 of you that are here right now. How can I serve you? How can I be here for you? So it's not about me. Yes, I'm on video and I'm presenting this, but like I'm here for you. Like I want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're having a good time and that your questions are answered. So less focus on you because your students are probably just as nervous, if not more, than you are as a teacher. So in what way can you make it comfortable for them? And then invite as often as possible with confidence and clarity. So you want to invite as more than you think you should, more than you think you want to. So invite as often as possible. So how do I get more people to join? If you're teaching a class or offering an intro offer, most important thing to remember is that it takes time. It takes time to grow a new class. But I am going to share with you 5 ways to market your intro offer, your classes. Here's a myth. If I make it, they will come. No, if you make it, it's going to stay there in the internet land and nobody's going to go to it. People fight for views. They pay for views. People really struggle to get eyes on their content because if you make it, it doesn't guarantee that people are going to see it. And I see this as another place where people get stuck, where they make this great course or this class, and they automatically assume all their friends and family and everybody wants it. But that's not always the case. And most people are too distracted or too in their own heads or doing their own thing to even notice or recognize that you have something to give to them. So what we're looking to do is we have this lonely little thing. Let's say it's a website or we have some online classes. And it could just stay lonely right there. Nobody's seeing it. It's there. It's beautiful. But how are they finding it? How does other people come into the classes to register? Well, you have to invite them. And you can do that in a bunch of different ways. And I've got 5 ways I'm going to share with you. 5 types of promotions. So now we're at like the top of the hour. So I'm going to keep going because I didn't know how long this would last. So I'm going to keep going because I've got more to share. And I think this could be very valuable for you. Let's go to the 5 types of promotions. Number 1 is passive promotion. This is your about sections, your cover photos, social media bios, all the places that are just there. Once you update the caption, it just kind of lives there. If they happen upon your Facebook page, they can get the link to sign up with you. If they happen upon your YouTube channel, they can look at the about section and get the link to work with you. So this is actually important to set up because you do want to make it easy for anyone to find your website. I've seen it where people are yoga teachers and entrepreneurs where I would click on their Facebook profile and there's no information. I cannot find where they work. I cannot find what they do. And that can be really, kind of devastating because if people don't know where to go, they're not going to go there. So make it easy for someone to find your website. Sprinkle it everywhere. So a couple places I do that, like for example, on the top left is my Instagram bio. I put my link to work with me. My Facebook profile bio, underneath my profile picture, there's an intro where you could put a hyperlink. I put it in my email signature. So anytime I send a reply or an email signature, that will automatically go to the bottom and be my signature where you will also see the way to work with me. I put it on any Instagram reels or YouTube descriptions that live forever. Or if you have LinkedIn, if you have TikTok, if you have Pinterest, there's a lot of places where you can update your bios and update your information. So always putting hyperlinks or the URL, that link, that blue link to click on to your intro offer. And then the next one is active promotion. Similar to passive, except this is creating content. And pick a platform like Instagram or 2. I'd say just like stick with 1 though, to start with, where you can share ongoing content and also say, by the way, you can also join me over here on my website, or you can join me in this class. By the way, I have this intro offer if you want to learn more. Educate your audience and frequently invite them to your intro offer. So instead of constantly inviting, or like, let's say you're using YouTube and you're like, what do I post? Do I just get on video and say, come to my yoga class? No, you don't just say, hey guys, I'm here to invite you to my yoga class. No. Instead, you're going to share some tips. You're going to share some insights. You're going to share best practices, myths and misconceptions. So with my morning yoga class, I would share videos like, here are 3 tips to wake up 30 minutes earlier next week. And then within that video, I say, and by the way, if you want to join my yoga classes, here's the link. I might share 3 poses to boost energy. I might share how to set up your home yoga practice. But within this content, I'm always going to have that clear call to action, which is join my morning yoga class. That's the intro offer. And then afterwards, they can get invited to the next thing. But it's just a simple intro offer. It's a simple no-brainer. I'm going to get that because it helps me solve a problem. So each piece of content needs to have that clear call to action to your intro offer. So which one do you want to choose? Which social media site do you want to be on? You can pick. It's cool. If you don't want to be on social media, you say, I want to build a business, but I don't like social media. What we typically don't like about social media is we get stuck with scrolling and consuming. There's a difference between consuming and creating. If you can spend your time primarily creating rather than consuming, you're going to find it being much more energizing than it would be to just continuously scroll or watch other people's videos. So there's the creating side, the consuming side. What do I mean by invite? Is to tell them to come, tell them to join, invite, come take my class. A clear call to action is join my morning Zoom yoga class, ashesyoga.com. Sign up for my 6 a.m. Zoom morning yoga class. I'm doing an outdoor summer series now. It is a pay what you want class. You can join by going to my schedule at ashesyoga.com/schedule. So it has that like direct, do this next thing, take this next step. You are invited to my class. You're invited to join this training. And then the next one is collaborative. If you don't have any following, or if you don't have any audience, community, anything like that, and you're starting new, connect with other people who have an audience, other people, other brands, other businesses that can put you in front of your ideal audience as a compliment. So this is actually the quickest way to grow your audience if you're starting from zero. And I think a lot of people skip over this thinking you need to start from scratch and do it all yourself, but you don't. You can actually talk with others in the community. If you have something to offer them, if your introductory offer would help somebody in a different, similar community, but different topic, reach out, ask, see if we can do some kind of collaboration effort. And I can't tell you exactly what that would look like because there's a lot of different options, but collaborating with others can be so beneficial. So I have hosted webinars for different software companies, and that's a collaboration. So I host webinars for Be Yogi, for Offering Tree. I am an affiliate, an ambassador for Rode. So like Rode brand microphones. I was the Rode Creator of the Year. Did you know this? 2024 Creator of the Year award. That was awesome. I got a lot of cool equipment. Creator of the Year award, got that. And with that, we both were able to promote each other, build our businesses. I also collaborate with Yogi Flight School. I was a presenter on the All Mats Taken Virtual Summit. But this doesn't mean that you have to do these things because I'm more about technology and business. So you'll see me with these. But what is it for you? You might know someone who teaches like keto nutrition, who would also really love to have their community learn some yoga. Or you might know maybe like me, I'm part of the CrossFit community here, the CrossFit gym. They want me to do a pop-up yoga class. So I would collaborate with them to do a pop-up yoga class, and we work together because it's complementary. How can you do that for you as well? But use it to grow your email list. Number 4 is a launch promotion. This is actually the second fastest, actually one of the fastest ways to grow your list is you might think you need a bunch of people before you promote something. But the truth is, this is the fastest way to grow your email list is to actually launch the thing. So let's say you're launching a brand new membership. Then you might do like a 3-day challenge leading into that membership. And that 3-day challenge is how you get people to join your email list. Not all of them will join your membership, but they're joining the 3-day challenge and you're getting their email address. So launch is used to create buzz, excitement, ensure that your target audience knows about what you offer. If they don't know, they can't get it. This can be in the forms of, I think challenges are the best for yoga teachers and fitness people, but webinars, emails, live broadcasts, video series, sales calls, all sorts of things. Like you're launching, think of like a launch is like like you're going up, you're lifting, taking lift off. It's a big deal. So make it a big deal and be excited about it. I did this last September and I'm doing another one in July, just so you know, a video series. So I did YouTube for Yoga Teachers 3-part series that just taught you things about getting on video, and then it led to my YouTube course. I got another one coming up in July. It's a video creation camp. I'm very excited for it. Another way is to do a webinar like I'm doing right now. That's right now. It's going to lead to a membership or a course. Maybe there's a discount. Maybe there's a deadline. There probably is. So 5 steps to building a successful business, or the foundation that you're on right now, it leads to telling you about how we can work together. And so different ways you can launch. I do like challenges for yoga teachers. I think they're great, but launch is good, something you could look into. And then the 5th one is paid ads. And you do not have to do paid ads to be successful. I rarely, if ever, run paid ads. I used to say I never do, or I never had. I ran a few ads for my YouTube launch back in the day. That's it, but it was like very minimal. So you don't have to do paid ads, but if you don't want to be on social media, you don't want to create content, then you're going to have to run some ads. You need to get people to see what you offer somehow. So it's content creation or it's ads, which is still content creation, but you create it once and then you pay for the visibility. So those are the 5 ways that you can promote your offer. And it starts with a good, strong call to action, that invite, the start here. What is that? Join my webinar on Friday. I'm going to teach you the foundations of building an online business. Join my 6 a.m. morning movement and meditation class. It's free or pay what you want. And we do it Monday through Thursday. And we're doing a summer series. So join us. What's another one? Join the free challenge. Oh, you'll want to join video creation camp starting July 1st. So make sure to sign up for that. There's an opt-in. Typically, there's some kind of gated entry. So you have to sign up with your email address to get in to join the thing. You had to sign up with your email address to join this. Think of that in the same way as for your yoga classes. Instead of just sending out a Zoom link, say, hey, sign up with your email address and you can get in. What's your call to action? That's what it looks like. Everything's coming in. Okay, we're closing this down a little bit and bringing it in all around. Those were the of the 2 steps, the foundation and marketing. And you could do a lot just repeating that cycle, foundation, marketing, over and over. That could build a pretty successful business. Because if you bring people into an intro offer and then get them into a membership, you've got a solid business there. If you wanted to do something that's high ticket, you could. Maybe eventually you want to host a retreat or teacher training or some big, huge thing. I don't know. It's up to you. Charge as much or little as you want for it. But oftentimes you get a lot of people into your intro offer. You'll have some of them join your membership or course. And then some of them, even less, will join the high ticket thing. People who really want to be your super fan. And if you need help getting started, this is where I jump into how we can work together, because this is what I teach to people. This is what I do. The 5-step path to building an online yoga business. That's what I cover. I do all the how-tos and the nitty-gritty within my programs and my membership. So I want to share about those now. If you have other questions, or if you're like, I already work with you, it's fine, or I'm not interested, then all good. You got enough, I think, in this 75 minutes we were here together. So great job. But if you're sticking around, I actually have 3 ways that you can work with me. And we're starting with the foundation. Whichever way you choose is the foundation. So I've got 3 ways. And this is all new, brand new stuff. I'm very excited, have not even shared this yet. I have 3, not memberships, 2 of them are memberships. Happy weekend, yay, thanks. Number 1, I just created something called the Creator Club. For those of you who just need a very little minimal amount of support and just want to get creative. If you want to learn things like Canva, landing page design, opt-in pages, like design type stuff, my background is in graphic communications and graphic design, and I love helping people with the graphics and marketing materials and branding. You can tell my branding is blue and it's fun. It's anyway, I like helping people with that. And so I do monthly workshops for just creation, content creation. And that's something that's brand new. And it's very low price. You'll see the price in a moment. The second thing is Ash's Academy, which is the most popular and best place to be, which is group coaching, all of my online business courses, including wellness website in a week, including building an on-demand video library, including learning to launch and building an email list, all sorts of things. And then Ash's Accelerator is a high ticket, high touch one-on-one where we are together for at least 8 weeks. And we do a lot of one-on-one. And I only take like 2 to 3 at a time, 2 to 3 people. And that's brand new. It's application only. So what that is, the Creator Club is $9 a month for now. I'm just starting it. I haven't even launched it. I haven't even talked about it. Creator Club is $9 a month. And it's monthly workshops talking about content creation. And you get any past replays too. Ash's Academy is typically $67 a month, but it's discounted every so often. It's discounted for the next 3 days to $47 a month, or there's a lifetime access, because Ash's Academy is something you should be in long-term, not something you should come in, dip out, like back and forth. Like if you don't use it for a month, that's okay, because it's a long-term thing. There's so much inside. Like it's group coaching, weekly coaching calls, co-working sessions, private Facebook group, all of the things as a group. That's the community. And then the accelerated program is application-based. I can't even tell you the price of it, but you can expect it to be in the upwards of at least $2,000. So it's a bigger thing because it's very, close one-on-one. So to join in any of these, you can go to ashesyoga.com/creator club, ashesyoga.com/membership, or ashesyoga.com/accelerator form to apply. And so those are the three ways. Ashes Academy is most popular. If you join that, you also get access to the Creator Club. Yeah, that's how it goes. And the accelerator, I'm still building out the details on that. So you'd have to apply, and then I will get back to you individually. The Academy, what I want to talk about a little bit more, it includes community coaching. I think is the best place to be, because if you're looking to get started in business and build that strong, solid foundation, you get instant access to the content, which is a lot of the courses. You get a one-on-one call with me, a 30-minute call, and private group coaching, and a lot of extras. So I really go above and beyond inside Ash's Academy membership, that group coaching one, because I think it's like the best place to be and really great way to learn. We've got Emily here who built her website, has a thriving business because she didn't really know anything about tech before. And she said it was bland and lacked personality. And a lot of website designers will charge you thousands of dollars, and you do not need that. And I tell you why and walk you through the process to doing that. But Emily teaches live classes, chair yoga. She teaches sound bowl things, sound bowl meditations, sound bowl events, both in person and online, and a bunch of other things. She's a nurse, or she used to be a nurse, registered nurse. So she does nutrition and all sorts of things where it's just on her website, very simple. People can work with her, they can sign up. And she also has a great YouTube channel. So she's doing really cool things. I love when she comes in and checks in. So she's I think she's a lifetime member of my course. And my programs, all of them, they are designed to support you over time, not to overwhelm you in a month. So I don't expect people to come in and work with me and be like, I want to get as much as I can in a month and then leave. That's not going to be great. This business for me was built over 10 years. And I would say like 8 years or so of actually building. And so it takes time. You can do an 8-week course for business building, but you're still going to need that support. You can go at your own pace, revisit the trainings. That's in any of them. So if you do the one-on-one with me, you will also get the replays of our Zoom calls together. You will get that homework, and you can have that to rewatch at any time. So choosing the lifetime option is, if there's a lifetime or year-long option, there's other pricing options, is going to be your best value there. This is Deanna. She is getting married soon. She went through my Create an Online Yoga course that's in my membership. That's typically sold for like $97. And she had a $10,000 launch. I think it turned into $17,000 though, which is amazing because it was a lot simpler. She had tried other courses in the past that were just too overwhelming. And I taught it in a very simple way. So she's an opera singer. And so she travels a lot. So that was her reason for having digital products, is because she travels, she works, she has different gigs at different places. So holding a yoga class in person just didn't make sense. So she now does a lot of her online trainings as she's doing her traveling for opera singing. She's in a lot of performances. She's got a great Instagram too. So she's launched a few courses and is continuing to build through there too. We're going to get on a call soon, actually, me and Deanna, and I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then there's Alejandro. He built his website. He was in my membership for 5 months, and he built the website, launched a membership, got 29 members inside, and is killing it. So he's actually doing really great. He left the membership because he got what he needed, and that's amazing. And he's continuing to have his classes. He did both English and Spanish and decided to do just Spanish because it was a lot to do both languages, but you can do this in any language that you choose. So if you want to work from home as a yoga teacher or wellness entrepreneur, then enrolling in one of my programs might be your next step, might just be what you need. Yeah. So any of the links to enroll, if you're interested in one of the 3 ways, Ash's Creator Club, Ash's Academy, the most popular, or the Accelerator one-on-one. Will the Accelerator get you there faster? I don't know. I can't guarantee that, but there are people out there who say, I work better one-on-one. That's great. If you want to work one-on-one, then you're going to pay more. and you're going to pay attention, and we will do that. I can do that for you. So if you have questions, I don't think I necessarily have to answer these because a lot of them I've already answered. If you're not on Facebook, it's okay. If you have a website, will it help me? Yes, it will. There's so much more to it than just the basic foundations, but I only am sharing the foundations right now. Do you have to use Offering Tree? No, you do not. I don't only use Offering Tree. I use a bunch of different systems. Use the same concepts for what works for you. Let's see. Can I just hire you to do the work for me? No, but you can hire a virtual assistant and give them access to my courses to then do the work for you. So that's available. I actually have to tell people how to do that because I am in the process right now of hiring my first virtual assistant or 5. And so I can help you with that as well. And that's it. So if you don't join, you might, stay frustrated, not really know where to move forward. If you do join, you get in with such a great community. And I love the coaching calls and the co-working sessions that we have. They're such small groups too. And it's such a joy to bring this information, this teaching to yoga teachers to make a bigger impact. So here it is again, 3 ways to work with me. The Creator Club, monthly Zoom workshops. There is no community with the Creator Club. It's just the workshops and the replays. Let me show you that though. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to show you the inside of it. So the Creator Club is on my Offering Tree site, and you join through Offering Tree, and at the bottom here, you'll see a couple replays. Now there's going to be more in this video library as time goes on. And so I'm excited to bring in these trainings. It's just like you'll see the Canva Yoga Flyer Basics is the first one. I actually pulled that from Ash's Academy. We did just a random training, and I thought, you know what? Let's just make this into a mini membership where we do workshops on how to create things, how to create content. Because if you're someone who's like, well, I've got a website or I've got a class, but now I just want to know how to create a business card or create a flyer, or especially with Canva. So we'll be doing a lot of Canva tutorials here. And then Ash's membership, Ash's Academy membership, is all of these courses as well, except for the YouTube course. Ignore that. Ignore the YouTube course. That is not included in it. But we've got build an on-demand video library, create an online yoga course, email list basics, learn to launch, website bootcamp, and wellness. Maybe the website bootcamp's not in it right now. That was a free training we did before. But building your website and building your system to help you run your business, as well as a Facebook group and Zoom calls. So the information here, we've got our calls and co-working sessions. We get on Zoom quite a bit. So let's see, all the Zoom call links. I don't want to show you those. You're invited to all the weekly calls, all the things. And then Ash's Accelerator is a form to fill out to apply to work with me one-on-one. And that's that. Those are the things. So that is it for today. Was there any other questions about anything else? Yeah, the Ash's Academy, if you join that, you will have access to the Creator Club trainings too. So if you're inside of that, Creator Club is there for you as well. Yes, yes, I'm just going to answer yes. So it's kind of like, well, the accelerator program is its own thing because we work one-on-one, but then the Creator Club is kind of like, I just pulled out a lower tier option for those who are saying, I don't need the community. I don't need all this stuff. I just want to learn how to create cool stuff with Ashley is me with my wonderful graphic design skills. So I can teach you how to be a designer without being a designer. That's what that is. But yes, the Ash's Academy has the Creator Club included. You will get links to join those classes and such. And they'll be like monthly, I think monthly or twice a month, because in the Creator Club, I'll also do like technology troubleshooting and just those sort of like smaller things, the smaller support things that maybe you're not looking to build a full scale business type thing, but you're just looking for a little bit of support. I haven't had anyone join yet because I haven't talked about it. Like I said, you have to invite so people know about it. Because right now I put it on my website. It's public on my website and it has been for 2 weeks, but I have not talked about it. So so this is where I'm like inviting now, like, hey, I've got this thing called the Creator Club. You should join. Have I mentioned it? No, I mentioned it here first time. So I know if anybody does join that, it means you're on this webinar, you watch this training. But I'm looking forward to creating, scheduling out the next session. And if you have any ideas, the $9 a month rate is the founding member rate. That means you get to help me build the thing. So with that, if you have any suggestions or recommendations for what you want for a creative workshop, let me know. So I'll be asking that in the future. And I also ask my Ashes Academy people what they would like. Because when we did the build a flyer, we built a flyer in Canva for outdoor yoga. It was really, really helpful for people to see that process. And that replay is in the Creator Club right now. All right, awesome. Thank you for being here. It's been like an hour and a half. I should probably get going. I'm dog sitting. Got some dogs to walk. I see them. They're hanging out next to me. Hey. So stop the share so you can see. Where's the dogs? 2 of them. Hey. I'm dog sitting. They're super sweet. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again.